Kingston, Jamaica, the largest English-speaking city in the Caribbean, where rapid urbanization is resulting in the degradation of critical urban and peri-urban ecosystems. Located between mountains and the Caribbean Sea, Kingston is vulnerable to multiple climate threats, including sea level rise and coastal erosion, tropical storms and subsequent flooding that causes landslides, intense rainfall, as well as increasingly long droughts. Urban heat intensifies the heat-related effects of climate change on the city, making it more vulnerable to drought and other extreme hot weather events. Kingston is a city adapting to the challenges of changing climate. This is the story about a unique project conceptualized and implemented by the United Nations Environment Programme and funded by the Special Climate Change Fund of the Global Environment Facility. Since 2018, CityAdapt has been implementing climate resilience pilot interventions through nature-based approaches in urban and peri-urban communities in Kingston, Jamaica.
I think Kingston has a lot of potential in terms of just thinking about CityAdapt being implemented in Kingston, of integrating this EBA intervention in other kind of areas. So we've been doing a lot of implementation through urban planting, greenhouses, rainwater harvesting systems, but integrating that as well in urban planning and seeing how they can have more sustainable urban drainage systems, how they can better infiltrate water within the cities, within the roads to have less flooding, how they can have more urban planting in key areas that are really prone to urban heat islands effect, and have this mainstream into the urban planning codes.
The Latin America and the Caribbean region is the second most urbanized region in the world, with 8 out of 10 inhabitants living in urban areas. And many of these are exposed to immense climate change risks. And when we think about ourselves as small island states, this becomes more of a concern. We're not like a Brazil or Argentina or Mexico. We are small states. So when we start to urbanize, we have to think about what are the consequences. And therefore we have to incorporate that into our planning and development in our urban environment and in the future.
Kingston is developing rapidly, and so this is a time when it's prudent for us to consider the integrating nature-based solutions into the development processes. So how do we get persons now who are building these structures to consider nature-based solutions? How do we get this to become a part of the legislations that guide these processes? How do we ensure that we are sustainably developing Kingston and ensure that while we are developing, we are also planning for and adapting to the impacts of climate change?
Jamaica has benefited from over US $1.5 million to fund pilot interventions in schools and communities and to improve the livelihoods of people who live in and around Kingston. 3 key local entities have partnered with the project: the Forestry Department, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, and the Nature Conservancy.
So the Nature Conservancy, also known as TNC, is a global organization. The mission is really massive. So it's to protect the land and water on which all life depends. Our work is many times as much on the ground as it is at the national level, looking at policies and programs and really creating the enabling environment so that there'll be this longer term impact of the work that we do.
Part of what the Forestry Department has been doing over the last few years is to enhance the amount of urban and peri-urban planting that we've been doing. And in the context of this project, a lot of the work that we did was within the urban and peri-urban space. The watersheds is the area for which we are more usually known to be working in. So this was a good opportunity.
So where we do a project on the ground, like CityAdapt, we will typically have, I would say, a national level piece which seeks to cement the work at a broader scale in the national level as far as that's possible.
The CityAdapt project, it's a partnership that has brought us here in terms of looking at nature-based solutions for urban schools.
We are in the container garden of Kingston Technical High School. We water twice a day, and the produce that we make, it either go to the students, we donate, or we give it to the parents.
Not all plants grow wide on the medium.
My name is Ryan Campbell.
My name is Daniel Jones.
And we are currently at Kingston Technical Garden Frontier.
Plants care for the environment. It helps us to see the beauty of the world. And that's what we do at Kingston Technical High School 4-H Club.
The Jamaica 4-H Clubs is grateful to the CityAdapt project for all the initiatives that we've done in the schools together. We're looking forward to the sustainability and the collaboration, and we're hoping that we can partner in the future to implement more of these projects in the city schools.
Specialized training in beekeeping and entrepreneurship for 50 persons from communities in and around Kingston. 250 bee colonies distributed to beneficiaries, as well as equipment to sustain apiaries and colonies for increased honey production and diversification into other products.
Bees help me to enhance my crop production because pollination is very important in strawberry productions. So having the bees helped me to increase my fruit size with the strawberries.
I didn't know anything about bees, but this training has opened my eyes a whole lot.
Trees are one of the first lines of defense against climate change, so we could not, in good conscience, say we are fulfilling our mandate without paying attention to planting trees and also encouraging natural spaces within urban spaces.
On behalf of the Forestry Department and the CityAdapt project, I present to you a weed whacker, which you've been hounding us for.
The grounds that we're standing on was originally to somewhat a wasteland. So where we are now was a place where nothing was.
Our communities are much more knowledgeable about urban forestry and will reap the benefits from the trees planted well into the future.
As we unveil this sign, let us also unveil the potential within us, the potential to create positive change, foster understanding, and build a brighter tomorrow.
Something I'm waiting to see 4 years from now, actually. Having kids play in the trees, the whole environment, sitting under the shades, all of that.
Thank you to the CityAdapt group and the Forestry Department for the great job they have been doing with the Rockford community. We do appreciate the seedlings that have been given to us, and I hope in the next few years the benefits will be great.
Nature-based solutions are inspired and supported by nature to protect, sustainably manage, or restore natural ecosystems. They encompass a wide range of climate change mitigation and adaptation measures to improve urban resilience by using nature to deliver social, ecological, and economic benefits.
The ministry is pleased that Jamaica had participated in this project, and we are also very enthused about the outcomes. Just to say that for us, the CityAdapt project is very, very important. It is something that we've been looking forward to in terms of how it is that we look at the sustainability of our cities. There are several projects that we are undertaking at present, and this is going to be the synergies. This will be the synergies and complementarities with all the activities under this particular project.
We really were very pleased that a project of this nature was piloted here, one that brought not just collaboration and innovation, but by the fact that it copped the prize in UNEP, that the impact has been demonstrated. And for us, it's important that we have the demonstrated effect of a program of this nature that we can use to build on as another tool in our toolkit as we pursue sustainability for the country.
Jamaica being a small island developing state, we stand to lose most in the face of climate change. And so planting the seeds in the minds of our youth allows them to continue with the adaptation measures that we have taken and allows them to be able to adapt in the future to whatever we're anticipating as it relates to climate change and variability.
For us who are in the development space, it means that we have brought something to fruition. We have brought something that we can build on. We've brought something that we can learn lessons from. We will know what pitfalls to avoid. We will know what successes to scale up.